Welcome to Legal Dilemmas, where you will find clear, concise legal advice. My name is Safina.
And my name is Brenda.
But today's topic of discussion is around the area of obtaining consent in order to travel as a single parent abroad. Now, Brenda, I've had a lot of queries around this because, especially with the summer holidays being imminent, what can you tell us about this?
So, the basic rule is that every person with parental responsibility must consent to a child travelling abroad. So it's usually the mother and father who have parental responsibility, and this issue arises where parties are separated. There are many disputes where one party will not consent. Now, the first issue is to try and obtain the written consent of the person that is not travelling with the child, granting permission to usually a holiday. Sometimes both parents have to sign them if the children are going abroad with grandparents or aunts and uncles. Now, if they don't consent, then it would fall under a court application.
So the question, before we get to the court application, is how would you obtain consent from the other parent?
First of all, you would ask the other party, can you consent? If the answer is no, or there is no response, then you would instruct a lawyer. And a lawyer would either request you to download a template online, which is a travel consent, and then it would be sent to the parent whose consent is required, and they would be asked to sign it. Now, when the travel consent is signed, it should be signed before a notary public normally. And useful information for all of you is that both myself and Safina are notary publics.
Yes.
So we often deal with clients who appear with templates that are already prepared or templates that we prepare. And it would be necessary for us to check the birth certificate of the child to ensure that the person signing is the actual parent and not somebody who is presented as a parent. And you would check the signing parent's ID. They would sign the consent form in front of you, and it would be notarized, and you would travel with that. Now, if you can't obtain consent, then it would be a court application for a specific issue order.
And I suppose, Brenda, if it is going to end up being a court application and somebody's already booked their holiday, would they be able to get it listed urgently?
Well, you can. I mean, normally the courts would expect you to prepare well in advance. So it is quite difficult for the courts to accommodate a request to take a child on holiday as an emergency. A child abduction or domestic violence are considered to be emergencies, but this is not normally considered as an emergency because the holidays are normally well planned and not taken during term time. So if you think there is going to be an issue of consent, you should be issuing the application 4 to 6 months before the holiday.
So it sounds like you need to be really well organised, and you should be really engaged with the other parent to see whether you can come to an agreement. And then obviously, with a view to keeping your costs down, as you suggested, Brenda, people can download a travel consent form online themselves, but they should have it signed in front of a solicitor, ideally a notary public. And I think the reason why we're saying that is because a lot of jurisdictions only accept a signed travel consent form from a notary public. So you would need to check the jurisdiction where you are actually taking your child to. So on that note, that's a really helpful summary. Hopefully everybody's found that useful. Please like, subscribe, share and comment below for further great legal content.